So this video is, I guess, a second introduction to Tolkien's Silmarillion. And what I plan on doing is going over the map, the side notes, and maybe starting the forwards and the content of the book. First video was mostly just a test video to see if it would render proper and the video quality and the audio quality was fair enough to be uploading videos. I plan on getting an actual camera and an actual microphone pretty soon. I just don't know how I'm gonna set up the camera and the microphone to be properly able to record videos and go through a book at the same time. So I guess I'm just gonna start reading the book at this point. So, The Silmarillion is the core of J.R.R. Tolkien's imaginative writing, a collection of narratives ranging in time from the early days of Middle-earth through the Second Age and the rise of Sauron to the end of the War of the Ring. So, I guess this book is focused mainly on the first age, but it will also about the second age and what happens with Sauron and the Rings of Power and the Lord of the Rings, but it's mainly happening in the first age, is what I'm understanding from that. They are set in an age when Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, dwelt in Middle-earth, and the elves made war upon him in his impenetrable fortress in Hangabad for the recovery of the Silmarils, 3 jewels containing the last remaining pure light of Valinor, seized by Morgoth and set in his iron crown. Accompanying these tales are several shorter works. The forgive my pronunciation. The Ainulindale is a myth of the creation, and in the Valaquenta, the nature and powers of the gods is described. The Alakabeth recounts the downfall of the great island kingdom of Numenor at the end of the Second Age, and of the Rings of Power tells of the great events at the end of the Third Age, as told in The Lord of the Rings. So, like I said, these are kind of, I wouldn't say chapters, they're more like parts of the book. So the Ainulindale, I think it's Ainulindale, the Valaquenta, the Alakabeth, which happens in the Second Age, and of the Rings of Power, which happens in the Third Age, is what I'm getting from this. So it comprises multiple parts that happens in different timeline, in different ages, so it's not one continuous story. Tolkien could not publish the Silmarillion in his lifetime. Just want to see that the camera's line here. But yeah, Tolkien could not publish the Silmarillion in his lifetime as it grew with him, so he would leave it to his son Christopher to edit the work from many manuscripts and bring his father's great vision to publishable form, so completing the literary... You can hear my cat here. I'm just gonna go and get it. So Tolkien could not publish the Silmarillion in his lifetime as it grew with him, so he would leave it to his son Christopher to edit the work from many manuscripts and bring his father's great vision to publishable form, so completing the literary achievement of a lifetime. This special edition presents anew the seminal first step towards mapping out the posthumous publishing of Middle-earth and the beginning of an illustrious 40 years and more than 20 books celebrating his father's legacy. So this book was actually finished by his son, and it's made out of many manuscripts from Tolkien himself, and he never really had the chance to finish it, but it is apparently like the first book that happens in Middle-earth that he ever worked on. It just took him his entire lifetime to actually write it, and he never ended up finishing it. Also included is a letter by J.R.R. Tolkien written in 1951 that provides a brilliant exposition of the earlier ages, and almost 50 full color paintings, sorry my English, by Ted Nasmith, including some of which appear here for the first time. So Ted Nasmith, as I said in the previous video, is sort of an illustrator for Middle Earth and the Lord of the Rings. How, given little over half a century, did one man become the creative equivalent of a people? This is said by The Guardian, and this is so true because the entire universe that Tolkien created is so mesmerizing, and I have no idea how I came to relate so well to this universe and why I like it so much. I guess it's just that good and that well thought out and that much in depth that feels like it's an actual world that could be existing. It has that real feel because almost everything got thought out about this universe. So let's now read the second side note. So J.R.R. Tolkien was born on January 3rd, 1892. After serving in the First World War, he embarked upon a distinguished academic career and was recognized as one of the finest philologists in the world. And I've done some research. A philologist is basically someone that studies, literary works and, books and writings of novels and everything. So this is something I'm, not really acquainted with, because it's not really something that you study a lot at school. And I've coming from a business school background, I never really saw that word and knew what it meant. But it's kind of the study of poetry and the art of literature and the art of writing a book and creating a world and all that stuff. So he is best known as the creator of Middle-earth and author of the classic and extraordinary works of fiction, The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and Lord of the Rings. His books have been translated into 70 languages and have sold many millions of copies worldwide. He died on September 2nd, 1973, at the age of 81. I was not, I think my parents just got born in 1973. I think my parents are born in 68 and 67. My dad is in 67, my mother's in, actually no, that's not true, they're both in 68. I'm rambling too much here, but just to think that this is so old, and this is still, there's still shows and video games and so much art made about this universe, and it's over 100 years old. It's just amazing to me. So Christopher Tolkien, born on November 21st, 1924, was the third son of J.R.R. Tolkien. During the Second World War, he served in the Royal Air Force and the Fleet Air Arm as a pilot. At the end of the war, he returned to Oxford University and became a fellow and tutor in English of New College in 1964, lecturing in the university on early English and Northern literature. Appointed by J.R.R. Tolkien to be his literary executor, he devoted himself, after his father's death in 1973, to the editing and publication of unpublished writings, notably The Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, the 12 volumes collectively known as The History of Middle-earth, and The Children of Húrin, Beren and Luthien, and The Fall of Gondolin. In 1975, he moved with his wife Bailey to live in France, and in 2016 was presented with the University of Oxford's Bodley Medal, which is awarded for outstanding contributions to the world of literature, culture, science, and communication. He died on January 16, 2020 at the age of 95. So Christopher Tolkien, as it said, is the third son of J.R.R. Tolkien. I have no idea who the two others are. I will make some background research and maybe go back to it later in the video if I edited that down or in another video. And about the books that he finished and that got published after his father's death, I definitely plan on reading them all. Actually, the purpose of this channel is to basically dive and delve as deep and wide as possible into the Tolkien mind. So I almost want to study and major in Tolkien universe. So I start with this one because it's technically the first one in the Middle Earth timeline, but I think the next might be the fall of Numenor, but I might also get the Children of Urin, Beren and Luthien, and the fall of Gondolin and review those. Well, read them, and because I've never read those books ever, so I'm exploring those books as the same time as you. For those who are having the first read with me, for those that already know the book, which I think would be out of the majority, well, you get to see me explore the book as deeply as I can for the first time, and there's gonna be a lot of videos about this, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, Ted Nasmith is a freelance illustrator living just outside Toronto, Canada. I come from Canada, by the way. The works of Tolkien have had a profound effect on him, and he has enjoyed the challenge of interpreting the characters and world of Tolkien for over 40 years. He has produced several Tolkien calendars and was commissioned to illustrate the Silmarillion. His illustrations have also appeared in the Complete Guide to Middle Earth. So, I guess that would be more an illustrative book than an actual book with words and things. So as I said, he's an illustrator that has been enjoying the Tolkien universe, and he has taken a pleasure to to draw stuff and make illustration and try to interpret the characters as much as best as he could, because obviously he started doing those kind of things before the movies, before any show or whatever. So you didn't really had any idea of what the character and the landscapes and the universe actually looked like when you only had the book. You couldn't really imagine it, and I guess Ted Nasmith decided to put his imagination to on paper and make images out of it. So now